you sometimes despair of human nature?
Yes. Yes, of course.
I mean, can you ever do anything that's right?
No. No. No matter what you do, there's always somebody that will say something about it. They're opinionated, you know? No matter what you do. No matter how good your intentions are, there's always some jerk, some mean-spirited person to try to bring you down. And all you wanted to do is bring some love and some joy, and, you know, that's all.
Bashir contradicted himself.
As we've already seen, some of Mr. Bashir's comments that made the air appear to be quite different than opinions he expressed in Jackson's behind-the-scenes footage. About Michael's ranch, Mr. Bashir's on-air comment was, "One of the most disturbing things is the fact that a lot of disadvantaged children go to Neverland. It's a dangerous place for a vulnerable child to be." But what he said behind the scenes was this.
I was here yesterday and I saw it, and it's nothing short of a spiritually kind thing.
This comment about Michael's method of raising children was included on Bashir's special. They are restricted. They are overly protected. I was angry at the way his children were made to suffer. But this was not.
Your relationship with your children is spectacular. And in fact, it almost makes me weep when I see you.
He did not think in multiple points of view. Instead, he took sides against the person he was interviewing.
Regardless of whether you feel that Michael Jackson is correct in his assertion that Martin Bashir's documentary was not a true representation of the interviews that actually took place, there is one question that many people share. How could Michael Jackson, a 44-year-old man who has spent most of his life in the spotlight, have allowed himself to open up to a virtual stranger?
It's so hard for me to imagine that Michael opened up the gates not only to Neverland but to his heart, to Bashir. And I really thought that Bashir got it.
This was supposed to be a documentary to tell the truth, everything. And who would bring somebody to his life and open up all the way and wanted to lie about it? You know, if I want to lie about it, don't even do it. He didn't have to do this documentary. Nobody forced him to do this documentary.
Bashir went against the Code of Ethics written by the Society of Professional Journalists. This code states that all journalists have to seek truth and report it. Be honest, fair, and courageous in gathering, reporting, and interpreting information. Journalists should minimize harm. Ethical journalists treat sources, subjects, and colleagues as human beings deserving of respect.
That was great. Thank you. That was really, really special.
When Martin Bashir finished his documentary, Living with Michael Jackson, he gained wide popularity. He started to work for the US network ABC Nightline.
The musical genre, often appealing to teens, is Juggalos are devoted followers of one of the most successful.
It's like this. Boots in your face. That's dope, man. Welcome to the world of rap.
But isn't this
Of course, our moderator for tonight's debate. Please welcome ABC News Nightline anchor Martin Bashir.
trade publication, the business of pornography, earns $14 billion a year.
Do you personally believe?
I'm going to stop you. If you're going to ask me that question again, and you're going to repeat things about volcanoes and this kind of thing and so on and so forth, I will stand up and walk out, Martin, because what you're doing by doing that is you are intentionally asking me things which you know I find offensive.
The context of those questions, described through Xenu and the Intergalactic Emperor. Is it true?
Martin Bashir escalated the molestation trial of Michael and ruined his life and career. Michael's brother Randy Jackson said, Michael had been under severe stress because of the television program which had aired that night. The documentary led to Michael Jackson being investigated by police in California, and on December 18, 2003, he was charged with 10 counts of felony of sexually abusing a 13-year-old boy.
What Bashir delivers instead are humiliating moments. The most controversial, one that Bashir possibly set up. The image of Gavin Arvizo, a cancer patient Jackson had once befriended, resting his head on Michael's shoulder, makes the front pages of tabloids worldwide. As does a comment from Jackson edited to imply the two slept in a bed together.
This interview could have been fantastic for Michael. But Michael did a few mistakes while Bashir was interviewing him. One, he sat there with this kid, holding hands, very innocently, very lovingly, not thinking that the world doesn't see that the right way. The world gets suspicious. It's unacceptable that Michael said something about the kids, tucking them in bed, giving them milk, and he doesn't see it's totally innocent, because it was innocent. Michael was saying the truth, not thinking that the world doesn't see it that way.
They make that sexual. It's not sexual. But we're going to sleep. I tuck them in. I put a little music on, into a little storytelling. I read a book. It's very sweet. Put the fireplace on. Give them hot milk. You know, we have little cookies. It's very charming.